How to sew a centered zipper. Place your circle marks where the upper zipper stop and lower zipper stop will go. Next, sew your seam. Where your zipper will be placed on your seam, you want to stitch using a basting stitch and stitch down to the mark where the lower zipper stop will be placed, and that will be a basting stitch, and no need to backstitch. Stop at that second dot or where the lower zipper stop will be placed. You want to continue with a regular sewing length stitch and back stitch to reinforce, and then continue. Press the seam with the seam allowances open. Next, take your zipper, teeth facing down, and on the wrong side of your garment, you want to match the teeth to the stitch line. With the top edge of your zipper tape at the top edge of your garment and matching the bottom zipper stop to your marked dot at the end of the tape or the teeth. Pin your zipper to all layers on one side, pinning securely. And you will want to pin both sides of your zipper tape, keeping the teeth aligned right on the seam line. You want to keep the zipper as flat as possible on a flat surface, so that you get a good secure pin. And I'm placing my pins between the zipper teeth and the edge of the zipper tape. And I will use those pins as my stitching guideline as I stitch the tape to the garment. Notice at the top, I've pulled the zipper pull up, exposing it up, because you may have to push this out of the way as you are stitching using your zipper foot. Changing to the zipper foot, I'm going to use the left channel of the zipper foot, or the left groove. Placing your zipper tape and garment underneath the foot, we'll lower the needle in and I'll stitch a few stitches and then back stitch at the beginning. If it is easier for you, you can go ahead and zip down the tape to make sure that the upper zipper pull is not in the way. Do not sew over your pins. Go ahead and remove those as you come to them. And also you can continue to zip as you move down the tape. You can zip the pull back up so that it is not in the way as you progress down the tape. As noted before, I use my pins to guide me as the stitch line. And I'm also keeping the teeth of the zipper right next to the base of the zipper foot. I want to stitch down to the bottom stop, or if we look underneath, I will see my marking. Once I get to that point with the needle in, I want to pivot. And I'm going to pivot once more. Keeping your layer smooth. And again, my teeth are right on the edge of the zipper foot. I'm going to raise my presser foot and push the stop back a little bit. And then continue. And then back stitch at the very end. Our zipper is now stitched in from the upper edge down to the bottom marking. And you notice my marks are pretty prominent. And for demo purposes, I wanted you to be able to see that. The last step in sewing a center zipper is we take a seam ripper and we open up the seam, the stitch line where we made the basting stitch, and it should come open fairly easy. After you've stitched your zipper, you want to clean up or cut all of your loose threads, and there you have a zipper centered style sewn in. And give it a good press.